Anyways, easily distracted. Okay, so one of the things that you should have noticed is that you can't do a product and a quotient like you do with all the other things. So for instance, when we talked about limits, we said the limit of a product is the product of a limit. That doesn't apply here. Okay, the derivative of a product is not the product of the derivatives. You've got to break yourself of that habit right now. Okay. So in other words, the derivative of 2x times x squared is not the derivative of 2x times the derivative of x squared. There's a formula you need to use. Okay. So this slideshow has, we'll skip that. This slideshow has 4 parts to it. We're going to do the first 2 today. So we're going to talk about the product rule, which allows you to take the derivative of a product. That's pretty clever. The quotient rule, which will allow you to take the derivative of a quotient. You guys. We'll also talk about the derivative of the other 4 trig functions that we haven't talked about yet. We did sine and cosine. We haven't done secant, cosecant, tangent, cotangent. And then we'll talk about higher order derivatives. What's it look like when you take a 4th derivative?
Scary.
Nah, it's cakewalk.
Let's not do it.
Okay. You don't have to. It's America. Far right on. Also, please, try to be nice to the freshmen. All right, maybe not.
I was going to say, I can't tell if that's sincere or not.
I'm being sincere.
Are people actually? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't think we're actually mean. I haven't seen anything like
Not on purpose.
I'm not sincere on purpose?
No.
Oh, mean to freshmen on purpose.
So no washing.
That would be my suggestion.
I feel like it's calmed down.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Since like previous years.
How come there's no such thing as sophing or juning?
Well, frosting is freshman and sophomore.
Because they got past the initiation stage.
The freshmen.
They paid their dues?
Yeah. It only happens once. You're like let in. My
I
never
never
did
did
a night.
It's such a horrific scenario. This is how World War started.
Yeah, 8th grade and freshman year, I felt so no, 8th grade and and then they had someone asked that in this like, I was like freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wow, that's interesting. All right, so the product rule is that. So if we want to take the derivative of f of x times g of x, 2 separate functions, you get f g prime plus g f prime, which in English is that. The first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first.
Oh yeah. Over high, but that's all
of them.
ho. Heidi over Hody high. Well, no, that's for like the quotient minus Heidi ho all over ho. Yeah. This is another Miss Davis rap.
What was her rap now?
Well, I think it's for the quotient one, but it's Hody high plus Heidi plus.
Yeah, that's coming out.
Yeah.
So let's put it up there and then you can rap.
There's high ho.
Initially, these problems are going to seem ridiculously simple. If you understand the rule, then you just apply the rule and go with it. There's 2 parts to each of these problems. One is the calculus portion. Can you do the product rule based on these 2 functions? The second part, and usually the harder part, is the algebra associated with simplifying each of these different derivatives. Okay? We got this? So let's do this one together. Actually, you watch, I'll do it. H prime of x. In this case, what's f of x? F of x.
3x minus 2x squared.
Good. 3x minus 2x squared is the first function. And what's g of x? 5 plus 4x. So the rule is take the first one, 3x minus 2x squared, multiply it by the derivative of the second. What's the derivative of that? 4 plus the second times the derivative of the first. What's the derivative of 3x minus 2x squared? Notice the parenthesis usage. It's important. Parentheses usage.
Parenthetic usage.
Thank you. Parenthetic. That's not a real word, is it?
It sounds real.
Parenthetic, it is not a real
It is
word.
to a word. I think
What's it mean?
it is regarding or having to do with parentheses.
Liar.
Google it.
Who's got it? Look it up for me, will you? Parenthetic.
Parenthetical.
Parenthetical. We're not gonna wait.
I would
I
bet
trust
money.
you're gonna get that done, John. Simplifying this bad boy. 12x minus 8x squared plus 15 plus 12x minus 20x minus 16x squared. Now we're having some fun. Negative 8x squared minus 16x squared is negative 24x squared. Took care of that guy, took care of that guy. 12x plus 12x is 24x, minus 20x is minus 4x. Done, done, done. Dun, 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 dun. There we go.
Yeah, it's real word.
It's 4.
Parenthetical.
Whoa.
All pertaining to noting or the nature of work.
That's parenthetic. Or parenthetical. Okay. I apologize.
It's okay.
Plus it's recorded.
If it's 12x plus
Shouldn't it be-
12x minus 20, shouldn't it be plus 4x?
That's what I said, plus 4x. Good catch, Matt. Just seeing who's paying attention. I like to throw those in every once in a while, make sure the crowd's with me. Good job, Matt. Let's give it up for Matt on that one, huh? Excellent. Jessica,
The first half version of the 4, the 3x minus.
derivative of the second function, so derivative of that guy.
Oh,
Okay?
Yeah.
Any problems? Is there another way we could have done that derivative?
Yeah.
Probably.
Why else would I ask the question? John?
Yeah, you could have, well, Alex, then multiplied out, then just take the derivative of that.
Correct. You could have multiplied it out and taken the derivative of that polynomial that you get, and strangely enough, I did that on the next slide. So I multiplied it out, which is that, then combined like terms to that, then took the derivative of that. Oh, look, same, same.
So we can like choose with that.
Isn't that easier?
It's up to you. Easy is a relative term.
But then we're gonna
Some
get
people
to-
find wrestling a bear easy. Others, not so much.
So like for this example, either or is pretty like straightforward in the same amount of time, but for
Whichever you
future
prefer.
examples, is it gonna be like one?
Unless, of course, the problem says specifically find the derivative using the product rule so that you can demonstrate a basic understanding of the product rule.
Okay,
But
otherwise.
in general, I don't care which one you use. You're gonna see though, it would be nice if you could just have that option all the time, but eventually we're gonna get to problems where you're gonna have to use the product rule. There's no other option. Okay, good? Quotient rule. This one's a little nastier. Here it is. And the rap goes something like,
Well, it's not really a rap, it's just sort of a rhyme.
such a fine line between a rhyme and a rap.
That would almost
a rhyme, just a rhyme
Ho
with rhythm.
D high minus high D ho over ho ho. Yeah,
What?
that's it.
It's X ho.
Cause no, G of X is ho.
And then high.
Why is g of x
Ho is
whole?
low. Because like the low, I don't know.
Because it's like, oh,
Cause it's f of x over
the way
g
it
of x.
worked was like the ho d high, so
Oh.
the ho, the derivative of the high. So
High. Cause like look.
Hi.
Yeah. The derivative of f of x, because that's on top. So the
Yeah,
ho,
F of X is on top, so it's like
ho,
high,
So
high,
ho
cause
top.
it's high up.
I get that part, but why? Where's the ho coming?
Okay, the
from?
ho is
ho
the
is
low. Ho is
low.
low. So G
I'm
of
not
X.
even comfortable using that phrase.
Ho is G of X.
Why can't we call it the low?
But
'Cause-
then because it's
It
high
doesn't
to
sound
low,
as good.
ho d high minus high to ho, all over ho ho.
Okay, how about we try this? When taking the derivative of two functions that are a quotient, I take the denominator, I leave it in the denominator, and I square it first. Because that's what you're supposed to do. Then I take the denominator and I move it up in the numerator. Okay, so I do denominators twice. Square it on the bottom, move it up to the top. Then follow the rest of the pattern. Denominator times derivative of numerator minus numerator times derivative of denominator.
I'm just writing it down.
Whatever works for you, I don't care. You want a hody,
Hody high
hody,
minus
high, li, low, li, la, li, lo, lo, di, oh, ho? Or you want to do, just memorize it, or you want to,
Try.
or cry is another option, I forgot about that one. There it is written out. I don't think that's very helpful, but there it is. Or we could write out the ho,
Ho D high.
ho,
minus
di,
D
high. That's this. Ho, di, high.
Yes.
Minus
high D ho.
Heidi ho
Over ho ho.
over ho ho. From a mathematical standpoint, I have a little problem with ho ho. Ho ho would be
Low low.
2 ho.
Yeah.
Well,
Not-
times ho.
Well, that's not what you said. Ho
in
times ho.
parentheses times ho in parentheses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They're not addition, multiplication.
Oh, yeah.
Ho squared.
Cool, because I mean, if you went back to the top and you did the
Yeah.
whole thing again, ho d high minus, you would say
That was a
plus
plus.
or minus.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So the implication there is that it's multiplication.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because ho times ho is ho squared.
Mm-hmm.
Why did she choose?
Yeah.
What class did you learn this in?
Miss Davis's 90s pre-calc.
We came in handy.
Obviously, you learned math raps.
Got smart.
What was the other thing she did?
Oh,
Oh, at the bottom is heavy, leave it steady.
Yeah,
Is there
that
any
was.
classes? She had a few other raps.
She's not right in the head, is she?
Huh?
She's not right in the head, is she?
He's listening
Not
to me,
quite.
okay?
Okay, I understand. Let's try this guy. Just like when we did the product rule and there were 2 methods, there are 2 methods to solve this one also, but you can't do it yet because we haven't talked about the other method. That comes later, something called the chain rule,
That's sneaky of you.
which will be fun. That was sarcasm, by the way. Y prime is equal to, I'm going to use my method because the hody-hidey, hody-ho-ho thing is confusing. X squared plus 1 quantity squared. Put the denominator on the bottom and square it. Bring the denominator up to the top. Multiply it by the derivative of the numerator. Did that all by myself. Minus. These brackets are really important. I like to put brackets in there because I don't often get to use brackets. The numerator times the derivative of the denominator. Close the brackets. Extend that line. Make it nice and pretty.
Oh, do you have to use brackets or can you just?
You don't have to do anything. This is America. Fight the power right on.
Is it equally correct if you use double parentheses instead of the
Once again, you're getting into a parenthetical discussion.
So it doesn't matter.
You could use braces if you'd like.
Okay. All right. So it's more of an optional thing.
How are your braces skills?
Not so good.
I understand. Takes years of practice to be able to do that.
Yeah. I tried.
But I'm a trained
Can we do that
professional.
on the test?
Don't try it.
You can do whatever you want, John.
Okay.
Just might not be right. Rule of thumb using the quotient rule. Never. I don't want to use never. Seldomly, if ever, will you simplify the denominator. Leave it alone. It may call to you. Multiply me out. Don't. Resist the urge.
Yeah, I don't do that.
However, the numerator, you have to clean up a little bit. 5x squared plus 5 minus 10x squared plus 4x all over x squared plus 1 quantity squared, which is negative 5x squared plus 4x plus 5 all over x squared plus 1 quantity squared.
Why did you make X rays on?
By the way, so big?
Oh,
You just have to like read the lecture.
I think I just wrote it down wrong, but is the formula the denominator times the prime of the numerator minus the prime of the numerator?
Numerator times derivative of denominator. So it's g of x, f prime of x minus f of x, g prime of x. Does that factor on the top?
I would take it.
No, it doesn't, so you leave it like that and we're done. There's no more canceling going on there. But you definitely want to check to see if that factors, so that if it does, you might have a possibility of canceling. This one doesn't, so we stop there.
Alright.
Okay. Any problems?
Not yet.
Let's end with a little pop, not really a quiz, just a little problem to try here to see if you understand what's going on. Da, 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 da. Do that one quickly. Use either option. While you're doing that, I'll open some Capri Suns. Should be ready to go.
Alright.
It's red though. If you don't like the color red, you can change the color.
Totally fine.
Awesome. One behind Worcester. That's how threes go. If you look in all the standards, that's right. It's kind of like that. Back and forth, I've never seen it. Well, she might be honest, personally, I'm not gonna ask her. A cat popped into my butt eye.
What do you know, how much do you know about like the full classroom videos?
I understand how it works.
Did they make them in here on this? On
No,
this?
I think they use their own smart board, or you can also do it off the iPad.
I assume you were trying them.
But I don't, when I write on the iPad, it looks like a 4-year-old child.
But it like made a clicky noise?
Could be this then. The clicking noise you would hear is the pen,
Yeah.
unless she used a certain style on it. Stylus. Platypus, platypi. Jesus,
You're good.
Alright, let's see what she did. So,
Yes.
that's a big jump. What happened? Oh, you multiplied it out?
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy fancy.
That actually.
Oh, now I gotta check that. Hold on. 12x cubed minus 3x squared minus 27x minus 8x squared plus 2x plus 8. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Wait, whoa. Oh, okay.
12x cubed minus 11x squared plus 25x plus 18, then took the third. Anybody do it a different way? Change colors though so we can see it. Okay. You did it using the product. Go.
Different color.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't leave you much space, sorry.
Should I just write down here?
Whatever works for you. You can erase hers if you'd like.
I don't know. I'll erase hers. Sorry.
Thanks,
X.
God. That's fine.
This?
X.
This is an X.
That is an X.
So that's it.
Where does it take the video from? Is it just like the screen itself?
No, it's from the laptop. If you watch, numbers and pictures magically
Oh,
appear on
okay.
top of the laptop.
Yeah.
So it's recording the laptop, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
getting the audio from
I
the
just wanna
speaker
know-
above John's head.
I just want to know if anyone zaps it would see
She
John's
does this.
toga.
Directional
And it
microphone.
makes clicky noises.
Nothing but the best for you guys.
It can't be her things. It just can't.
Like with the.
It can't be her little, she doesn't even have an iPad, she uses like her own whatever. And it can't be.
I'm just saying.
Huh?
Like a Chromebook and
Yeah. No.
But
she's having you.
So I'm high-fiving, you're high-fiving, we're high-tech.
Yes. That's the next time I watch
Just
it.
wanna make sure I understand that.
This,
She's saying, yes, I got my on, but I lost it, I'm really upset.
Because I got it. That's actually.
She's also,
And like,
however,
I
is a
didn't expect
counterpoint
it
to my
even to come
high-five. She's
in
all
my
her
name,
own.
and now I don't have it.
This is true. I understand.
So it's not like I.
What happened there above the 24, John?
it wouldn't work above the 24. Yeah, like the board just did stop working, and then it worked, and then
I
that
understand.
happened. Yeah, sorry. Your way.
I won't cry tonight.
Probably not. Is that a nightly occurrence, or?
It's like multiple times a day.
I understand.
It's me.
Roman, is that the same answer you got?
Yeah.
Alright, beautiful. Any problems?
Nope.
Okay,